What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Indiana Fever Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I am your host, Rudy Rodriguez Show Mod. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Do subscribe to Indiana Fever Unfiltered and Come On Now, the podcast. Folks, I must have been in a closet somewhere. I think I know what it was because I looked at the date of this thing, and it was the same day that my son graduated from 8th grade. So I'm going to give myself some grace because I don't know how I missed this. And had I seen it when this thing popped out, I'm sure I would have done a video on it. But I'm glad I missed it because now I get to do a video on it with what's happened after the fact. And I think it's actually hilarious. But it's embarrassing that this was even suggested by people that are supposed to be WNBA media. And another example of the outrageous nonsense that comes out of the mouths of these absolute buffoons. Like, you would never hear this about Jackie Young when she was 0 for 14 over 2 games. You wouldn't hear this about Angel Reese in any situation, that's happened to her during her 3-year career in the WNBA. You would never hear this about Paige Beckers. You would never hear this about any one of these players, like none of them. You would not hear this ever. I mean, to suggest what these ladies suggested about benching Caitlin Clark a couple of weeks ago might be the dumbest crap I've ever heard in my life. And I've heard some dumb stuff from the peanut gallery when it comes to nasty things to say about Caitlin Clark. But this is coming from people that work for The Athletic. And their brains are supposed to function better. It's supposed to function better than the mind of a moron who does a podcast, including me. Your brain should function better than mine because this is what you're supposed to be doing all day long. The reality is you don't know your job all that well. And I don't want to say that you're click farming. I don't want to say that you're searching for clicks. I don't want to say that you're begging for clicks. I don't want to say that, but quite frankly, folks, we've got to be honest. Have you ever heard of the podcast called No Offseason, the Athletic Women's Basketball Show? Yeah, I didn't think so. I didn't think so. And when I found it, I don't even know, it popped up on my Instagram feed, and I see it here on the on Apple Podcasts. I don't even know if there's a YouTube podcast. I would presume there probably is. Let me check. Let's see if there is. So there is. And this podcast has 6,420 subscribers. Now, I'm not here to clown on subscriber rates on podcasts, but you work for The Athletic. I work in my living room, my TV room, my game, my sanctuary. Y'all ladies work for The Athletic. The Athletic is supposed to provide support to help grow your podcast. And you've only got 6,400 subscribers in 18 months? 1.259 million views in 18 months? Like, I want you to understand this. I started my podcast only a year before this, and I'm over 16,000, almost 500 subscribers on this one. And then I have multiple others that have a few hundred here, a few hundred there. One has almost 900. So between all the different things I'm doing, I got almost over 18,000 subs between all my stuff. Not to mention social media, Instagram, etc. Y'all work for The Athletic, and y'all have some level of audacity to say what you said about Caitlin Clark because you don't like her. I mean, this nonsense that they keep on pushing out, like this particular video, I'm looking to see if I can even find it on their wonderful, podcast here online. Let's see here. Our boldest takes. I'm going to presume this is our boldest takes thing that did 3,800 views. Look, next time you want to get views, just put Indiana Fever should bench Caitlin Clark. You get more. This is a suggestion going forward. If you want to get views, just you put a picture on there. You might as well just say Indiana Fever should bench Caitlin Clark. I'm just being real. Mind you, it is your most watched video at 3,800. Let me see if I find any. Oh, the next one is fair coverage, 6,700. You put Caitlin Clark up there with Angel Reese. Yeah, I mean, here's a Caitlin Clark one with 4,000. Yeah, it looks like whenever you put Caitlin Clark up there, you do pretty well overall. I just noticed that overall. But hey, listen, man, I'm not here to. Yeah, I am. I'm here to talk about it, man. Let's listen. Listen to this video. You've probably seen this before, but I saw this today, and I'm just thinking, like, you got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Like, these ladies really said this crazy nonsense? Listen to this shit. From left to right, Zena Keita played basketball at Yale. Annie Costabal. Sabrina Merchant. These are three ladies that work for The Athletic, covering the WNBA. Listen to this bullshit. Take a listen.
Curious if I don't know if it's going to be Caitlin doing it for Caitlin. I think an external event has to happen. Raven Johnson starts, right?
Oh my God. Can you imagine? Like,
I literally cannot.
I literally cannot imagine Caitlin getting benched.
Raven Johnson is only entering the starting lineup if it comes at the expense of Lexi Hall. Like, that's the only way this is happening.
I feel you. I'm just giving you an example of like a canon type event that would need to occur for Caitlin to like be like, oh, I am not the birthday, as the kids would say these days. I am not the main event. I am a member of a team. And it's I think it's a really great take. It's more so now, how does that come about? How does Caitlin not become bigger than the program? And I think that's the question.
That's the hard part to even consider too, is because this has been who she is going back to college.
Mhm.
And the other part of this that's tricky too is if you're winning, it's all good. Like if you're winning and this is happening, no one's batting an eye. But when you're losing, it becomes the center focus of what's the distraction, what's at the root of this, yada, yada, yada. And let me be clear.
So you heard that. That's Zena Keita, who called her own take a great take. She called her own take a great take. To start Raven Johnson and bench Caitlin Clark, because apparently this was going on during the situation with the yelling back and forth with Stephanie White and the discomfort we had that particular week. And this woman's infinite brilliance was bench Caitlin Clark and start Raven Johnson. Let's let that sink in for a second. Would you ever, in any day on earth, did you watch Breanna Stewart screaming at her head coach, screaming at her entire bench right there when they were playing the Fever and then they ended up winning the game? Did you see that? Would you ever in your right mind go bench Breanna Stewart for yelling at everybody? I mean, you're not the birthday party. I've never heard that saying before, so I don't know. I got kids. I've never heard my kids ever say that before, so I don't know what the hell she's talking about. This is a young girl who might be – she played at Yale in the 13, 14, so she's probably 34, 35 years old. She played there for 4 years, so obviously an educated woman, but education – I learned a long time that being educated doesn't make you smart. Being educated doesn't make you smart, and it doesn't make you say smart things. That might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life, and she's complimenting herself for saying it. And even at least Annie Costaball and Sabrina Merchant are like, are you almost like, are you out of your mind? Like the only way that would ever happen that Raven Johnson starts is that Lexi Hull leaves the starting lineup, because it would never be for Caitlin. Like to even suggest that you would bench Caitlin Clark for what exactly? For what? Because she complains to referees about fouls that are happening constantly. I mean, that's what the WNBA players do. They complain. That it's part of the nature of women to complain. I guess that's an innate nature. It's part of the hormones. Complain. But you're playing basketball and you're being fouled and it's not being called. So you're absolutely going to complain. Now, she's done a better job over the last couple of weeks and not doing it as much. But what in the world? I mean, have you never been a part of sport? Like what? Oh, I'm going to go bench Patrick Mahomes because he yelled at Andy Reid. I'm going to go bench Dan Marino because he yelled at Don Shula. I'm going to go bench Joe Montana because he yelled at what the hell was the coach? George Seifert or whoever the coach. Who was the coach before him? God damn, I forgot the coach before George Seifert. But I'm gonna go bench Tom Brady because he yelled at Bill Belichick. Like, what the hell are you talking about? You're gonna go bench her because she got into a little yelling match with her coach? Is that where we go here? I mean, the shit they come up with is so embarrassing that it's like, dude, where do you come up with this shit? Now, this was June 2nd. And since June 2nd, I just think it's cute, especially looks even better now. But since June 2nd, the Indiana Fever, let me pull it up right here. On June 2nd, the Indiana Fever were sitting at 4-4. They were 4-4. June 2nd. Well, Zena Keita, that's the one on the far left. Zena Keita. Since June 2nd, when they made their video, the Indiana Fever are 5-1. They beat Atlanta by 12. They lost to the Liberty by 8 in the game where I talked about Brianna Stewart yelling at her coach that no one talked about because it was Brianna Stewart. She can get away with it, right? They beat Washington by 2. They beat Chicago by 8. They beat Connecticut by 10. And they beat Toronto by 22 yesterday. In those games, Caitlin Clark. Was named Eastern Conference Player of the Week. Okay. With 32, 25, and 19. But in those games, including the Liberty game, she has averaged divided by 20.7 points per game, 17, 22, 32, 37, 51. 51 divided by 6. 8.5 assists. 7, 14, 17, 24, 27, 32. And 5.3 rebounds. So she's averaged 20.6 points per game, 20.7 points per game, whatever it was, 8.5 assists and 5.3 rebounds. And you're suggesting that they should have benched her for Raven Johnson. That's the hot take. That's the great take that woman put out there. Folks, not everyone needs a mic. Not everyone needs a mic. I'm sorry. Not everyone needs a mic. And the fact that was even suggested just continues to show the absolute outrageous shit that national media narrative, particularly, and I hate that I gotta say it, particularly that Black female media do when they go after Caitlin Clark, because you only hear this crap largely from Black female media. I'm sorry, at this point, call it what it is. Call a spade a spade. Ben, call a spade for me, man. This is a Black WNBA media narrative that's been pushed. whether it's the people on ESPN who have largely hated on Caitlin Clark for 3 years, whether it's this woman's on Ion, by the way. You'll see her Friday night on the Ion network. She works for Ion too. So she's on the desk. Like, this is the person they have on the desk who's saying this. I mean, I haven't heard anybody suggest benching Caitlin Clark for Raven Johnson. I mean, give me a break. It was stupid when she said it, clearly, and I missed it. But now, with the aftermath of going 5-1 in the last 6, and Caitlin winning Eastern Conference Player of the Week, it sounds even more outrageous. And that woman literally patted herself on the back. Patted herself on the back for her brilliant statement, her brilliant take. I mean, you cannot make this up. You cannot make this up. What is wrong with these people? And I mean, Annie Costaball and Serena Mearshant really kind of hit back at her like, that, no way. No way. It's like, you believe that, and I like how Annie Costaball said, well, this is how she's been since Iowa. And it is how she's been since Iowa. Like, well, I don't know why this is a surprise. She would have these temper tantrums in Iowa. Her dad would be in the stands telling her to shut up. This isn't new. Like, this isn't new. But yet, let any black female player do it. You'll never hear Zena Keita say some fucking nonsense like this. Never. Hell, you didn't hear her say it when lesbian Breonna Stewart did it. Lesbian white woman did it. It's only with Caitlin Clark. You only hear this with Caitlin Clark. You only hear these outrageous things from largely female black media, black national media who do this. Because you don't hear from the men. You damn sure don't hear from the dudes. Black male media do not say no stupid shit like this. This is a thing of, I mean, it is like, it's almost ingrained in the brain that you have to be upset that this lily white girl just might be better than at basketball than, if not every black woman in the league right now, but if not everyone, almost all of them, maybe except for one, if you think Asia Wilson's better. Like the suggestion today that Olivia Miles is better than Caitlin Clark is utterly laughable. Utterly laughable. I mean, Olivia Miles is a beast. Olivia Miles does not face what Caitlin Clark faces. Does not face this. She does not face what Caitlin Clark faces. She does not face the defense that Caitlin Clark faces. She has a better coach than Caitlin Clark. She's being put in positions to be successful, unlike Caitlin Clark. And I'll tell you right now, tonight, she had a massive game. She had 24 points at halftime. It looked like she might score 50. You know what she scored? 31. 31. Monster game, 12 and 15. You know what she did today? You know what they did? Because this happened the other day when she had that 29-point game. So she had 31 points today, right? She had four assists. So she's the point guard, right? She had 4 assists. When Caitlin Clark has 31, she probably also has double-digit assists or close to it. So Olivia Miles had 5 turnovers today. I wonder if those people will talk about the turnovers. Because if Caitlin Clark went 31-4, 31-4-4, those 31 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, and shot 12 of 15, exactly like Olivia Miles, you know what they would be talking about tomorrow or tonight about that game? They would say Caitlin Clark had 5 turnovers. That is exactly what the narrative would be. That is what the narrative would be from all the people that hate that girl. But Olivia Miles does it, they won't even notice that 5. And the fact of the matter is, I don't care about that 5. Because Olivia Miles balled her ass out. But sitting here and saying she's better than somebody because she had a good game with 21 9 points and I don't know, was it 1 assist? Was it 1? Let me verify. Yes, 1 assist. 29 points and 1 assist. If Caitlin Clark had 29 points and 1 assist as a point guard, she'd get crucified for that too. Crucified for that too. And in that game, she had 29 points, 1 assist, and 6 turnovers. And they lost by 3. Yet you saw videos of people praising her for making shots at the end of the game, but they ended up losing. She had 6 turnovers in that game. No comments. The last 4 games for Olivia Miles, 18 turnovers in 4 games. And you know how many assists in those 4 games? 9, 10. I'm sorry. She had, wait, am I reading the wrong thing? I'm sorry. Yeah, wait, hold on. 5, 3, 8, 14, 18. So she's had 18 turnovers in those 4 games and 16 assists. So her assist to turnover ratio in the last 4 games has gone the opposite direction. She's scoring more points and turning the ball over more. Ain't that something? Very, very, very interesting. I might have to have a conversation about that one. But hey, y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments of that outrageous comment. And what do you think of how, like, people like that should not be in the air. It's embarrassing. But hey, like the video, hype the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell. How about them apples, Zena Keita? What do you think? 5 and 1 cents, 20.6, 8.5, and 5.3? Yeah. Have a great day. You're an idiot. Bye-bye. This is Indiana Fever Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.